I'll make sure YouTube's getting all up to date. In the meantime, we're going. I just remembered something as well. I need to update my mod. Been working on it a little bit recently. And it says current bit rate's not good. I did drop some bit rates in the beginning. Appears to be just 34 drop frames. Shouldn't be too bad. Perhaps just a momentary hiccup. Oh, that's while that's going, I'm going ahead and update the YouTube thumbnail. And there we go. YouTube thumbnail's up to date. Which is a little bit steady. So let's go ahead and get started then. Replay is not custom. Yeah, I've been working a bit too much on my mod, and I keep on going to the buttons. I need to go for mods, but not for Couple Heroes 2. I did do this one. These two names don't sound familiar. This name does sound familiar, but the other two do not. So I think this one's next one on the list. Excuse me. Still need to get a new chair. This thing's squeaking quite a bit still. Yep. Chair's still squeaking. It's starting to squeak up a little bit more. I definitely need to get a new chair soon. And yeah. Pause of war, pause the game, maximize that till there. Being situated. Microphone cable's on the way. There we go. Microphone in a better spot. And I think everything is good to go. So if everything's good to go, let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Couple Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the south side as the partially AFK Soviet player, Yellow Soviet. We have Storm Knight as his teammate as Blue. Actually, yep, I actually cast this replay. On to the next replay. I've just realized, yeah, this one is actually familiar. My bad. So next up we have actually a 3v3. So that should be a good game to start out the day. Me butchering all my words in a 3v3. Dr. Professor Womb Raider? What the hell is that supposed to be? Where do people come up with these names? Goat Company, I can see that being some sort of clan name, but... So yep, let's get this maximize. There we go. And let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Couple Heroes 2 replay. Spawn up south side as the Scion OKW player. We have Dr. Professor Womb Raider. And I still don't know where these names come from. Yeah, that's pretty common 3v3s, more so in 4v4s. Spawning as its ally is the yellow OKW player, 1-2. And this is not 3-4. We have as the Wehrmacht player, EXQT-R.
Team is awaiting orders.
Bit of early game trash talking, pretty common, as their opponent as the red UKF player with Fjern, as the magenta Soviet player with Rue Martinez 89, and as the orange US player Palom.
Rifle Squad, waiting for orders.
You can't surrender. It's too early for the game to surrender. You can't surrender this early in the game. Down south, we got some Storm Pioneers advancing. They could perhaps do some wire off there. I usually like to put them behind this heavy cover there. It's best to put them behind heavy cover. Very hard to deal with. Even if they do absorb some shots, but they do recently trade well at long range. Volksgrenadiers are in open ground there. Not any good cover for them. They could push forward to light cover. It's actually not great for them. If you're going to get a nice capture off there. Up north, we've got a MG42 deployed on up. Good positioning there. The Brit has not selected Doctrine just yet. He could potentially go for Land-Lease to get out mortar. But in 3v3s, you generally don't want to really get those less great mortars. And great advance here by the Wehrmacht player. And to get his Pioneers and Grenadiers in the mix with the help of his teammate Sturm Pioneers. These single flank squads can be so nice. Magenta has pushed forward with his own penal troops. Penals are a little bit slower than conscripts, which gave the Wehrmacht player and OPW players a great opening there. The scout car is received a bit of fire there. Got some lucky pens there. We do got the Sturm Pioneers behind heavy cover. I believe that is mid-range damage, so they get a bit more damage output than the long-range damage as they are right now. Volksgrenadiers are able to duel out the riflemen at long range. Very good. 2 versus 1 is always good to see. Sturm Pioneers trying to rotate around. That would have been still behind heavy cover, I think. He didn't have to rotate around, but this of course prevent any additional flanking. That one unflanked one model was not behind heavy cover, does get picked off there. And Yo's doing a great job supporting his teammates. This Volksgrenadier squad is advancing. The Sturm Pioneer squad has soft retreated back to the Battle Group HQ, which has the forward reinforcements being researched first before the forward medics. Yellow's Sturm Pioneers is here to support the regular Pioneers. But these squads have to fall back. The Pioneer squad need to fall back. Ooh, the Sturm Pioneer could get ran down. Penals are deadly at close range. Grenadiers need to get inside that garrison as soon as possible. They do get inside the garrison, but the Sturm Pioneer does get wiped out. Pioneers are still holding that line. They still have plenty of health remaining. They have to be careful or else they go the way of the Sturm Pioneer. In the middle, we've got the Penal Squad managed to close the ground on the Volksgrenadiers as I clicked on the attack map, or mini-map. Kenworth rolls a miss there, and retreats back immediately at high probability of him being flanked. Though actuality, he was not eyeing for flank whatsoever. Grenadiers coming forward, trying to get a Panzerfaust off. They will get some rear armor shots off, but it doesn't appear to be they'll get a Panzerfaust. The Wehrmacht player just pushed too far forward and getting severely double-teamed, in which Yellow put a bit more effort down south to secure that field than Northern Point. The Wehrmacht player needs to hold off back a little bit. Getting 2v1 that is a little bit too much. Perhaps I go for securing the southern flank right there. It's unlikely it's going to push this direction. It's way too open, exposed. It's worth it, trying to capture a point for such a minimal point it is. It's just a regular strategic point. No point trying to go aggressive at that point. So if you get double teamed, best idea is simply to fall back, eye for the smaller gains to the munitions point here. Ooh, that Grenadier is wounded. To me, it's like just screamed out medic. And here comes a grenade. We got early grenade research by the Brits, getting some great damage down the MG42, and now being picked off. The gunner's getting hit quite significantly, and does force back the intersection there. The cannon warfare does find a hit there, but there's not enough support in rifle fire. He perhaps should have hold fire, allow the Volksgrenadier to get some more pens there before firing to reduce the chance of him withdrawing in time. Intersection is falling on back. Forwarding that extra fire there. Something got called in right there, I'm not so sure what. I do see a Sturm officer that may have been a Sturm officer being deployed out by Yellow. Sturm Pioneers making their advance, engaging the captain at close range. We've got all these forces behind light cover there. The Volksgrenadiers are behind a mix of heavy and light cover, just good positioning. Sion has secured the southern sector, has a pair of Jaeger Light infantry as well. May need to get out, getting out of the Cannon War for now, and perhaps an MG34 or a flak half track to help secure this area. But he may be trying to stall out for the flak HQ. He does have a bit of fuel saved up, so maybe next he should deploy out is the flak or the SWS half track. Get in position, deploy the Sheer Panzer quarters, and that should give him enough time to get enough fuel to get the upgun. Because we went down south in this position right here, it's best to rush the Sheer Panzer quarters as the OPW player.
Anti-tank gun has taken the field.
Jaeger Light Infantry advancing. The Jaeger Light Infantry here will need to fall back real soon. They're seeing a lot of fire there. The 50 cal on top on the half track with the combat GS able to engage with impunity. They do a lot of damage there. Mounted playstyles are hard to do because of sheer mass presence of snares, such as AT grenades and Panzerfaust. But in that particular situation was actually one of the few times he got the shine. The other grenade has been thrown. He does dodge it entirely. Down south, got a mass assault here with Alpino PTRS as well. Sheer Panzer quarters is not being deployed out. I don't think he has the unit for it. But Cannon Warfare does get a good hit there onto the AA half track. Sion will need a bit of help here. Good hits there. Get the guy firing. Misses the scout car, and we got fear propaganda being poured out by the Kalmazar. These guys need to fall back. They're getting fully pinned. That's his outro charge. He does retreat back in time. Almost splashed one of his own penal models there as well. Looks like the Allies will manage to secure this fuel point here, but the Wehrmacht players will secure the fuel point up here as well. So it'll be a mutual trade for the time being. Yellow will need to divert some resources down south. This is a blob of units. Something I noticed as well, I've been trying to think of for my own mob how to help reduce blobbing. And one conclusion I have is officer aura abilities to support infantry may be a big cause of blobbing because it encourages you to get a whole bunch of units to maximize effective aura to engage. If it was something more of a sector ability rather than aura ability, like the captain from Company Heroes 1, that may help reduce blobbing. Another satchel charge has been thrown. He needs to focus on the PTRS squad. That thing is almost down. And this satchel charge is on cooldown, and this is the only guy that's healthy enough to throw another satchel charge. PTRS squad has been maintaining a maximum range, so he's not be able to get any more shots off. He does go ahead and force back those forces. A half-track is advancing as well. Riflemen should be displaced from this heavy cover. The Jaeger infantry needs perhaps to retarget to get behind the light cover, as the AA half-track will suppress them as well. Sion's Cannon Warfare is advancing. We do have Shun Pioneers now starting the repairs of the Battle Group HQ. Puma in pursuit. Rolls a miss, however. Rolls another miss, however. Remember, moving while shooting doesn't provide the highest accuracy. Looks like Commando Glider has been selected. I see a number of doctrine selections, so we may need to cover them. Let's see now. Let's first start from the top. Yeah, it looks like all the Axe players that select the doctrine do have the Jaeger Armor Doctrine, Special Operations Doctrine, and the Overwatch Doctrine. On the right side, we do have the NKVD Rifle Disruption Tactics. Was that always called Disruption Tactics? That may have been added relatively recently. As the British player, we have Vanguard Operations. That's actually a HQ glider, which can also bring in commandos, Vickers, and mortars. And also 6-pounders. Mix of everything. And as for the last teammate, we have infantry for the priests and primarily for the priests and M1919s. Good doctrine in team games. Being also behind heavy cover, they will get overrun. And we got infiltration grenades on the retreat path. I say on the retreat path because I was definitely thrown well beyond on the back of it. We've got a forced retreat back on the PTRS squad. Interesting. Maybe he wants to make sure this Puma's able to engage a half-track with impunity. Thankfully, rifle fire can deal some damage to the Puma. It's very, very weak, however. Infiltration grenades, preemptive, completely whiffs. And now the Commissars actually managed to get the Veteran C3 with only 3 kills. Humorous. But that Puma will be forced on back. Beginner Warfare does receive a frag grenade there, but luckily the tree path forced him forward out of the grenade before retreating back. That was a bit lucky. Grenadiers making the advance. We still have the pseudo point secured by the Axis players. This one has been re-secured. Sheer Panzer Quarter is in defense position, doesn't protect these southern sectors. I would have actually gone a little bit more aggressive. It's easier to keep Sheer Panzer Quarters alive down here than I suppose, say, put in the middle of the map where the end of the game usually devolves in tug of war in the center of the map. A Cinder Grenade thrown does get nice singeing on the Commissar. It looks like Commissar squad will need to fall back. Up north, we've got a massive advance by the U.S. infantrymen, forcing back the Wehrmacht player. There's also M1919s cross the line and takes out the MG42. Well, due to the fact of how powerful M1919s are. T-52 start making its advance.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
We've got some sandbags employed out in front of the wire, which was deployed out in front of the sandbags. So likely we'll see more wire, and we will find a landmine detonation there. Very nice. This Jaeger infantry is not completely out of the fight. He can keep him behind the other squad and able to get some more snipe shots. Infiltration grenades come forward, but he does, of course, dodge it by charging. This Volksgrenadier squad will need to fall back severely when he doesn't have a battle group HQ. If his Wehrmacht ally is able to pull out a med bunker, that would be great. He needs to fall back. Rolling around the flanks, and I think the Puma may have got a nice shot there. Has 2 infantry kills, but now here comes a Chromo. We may see a pair of Panzerfaust here. 2 Panzerfausts will of course snare the engine. Now 1's only needed. Does get a nice pen there with the 6-pounder. Does get the Panzerfaust off. Needs to focus on that 6-pounder. 6-pounder does go down. He won't be able to secure it with any of these squads. The frag grenade does get thrown. Ooh, the Chromo gets some great hits in. The Chromo's gun's not bad versus infantry. I think the Kumo tried to go for a kill there on the AT gun. And the Chromo does receive a Pak 40 shot there. It'll take 2 shots to finish it off. And does go for an Incendiary Grenade there. And it rolls a miss.
T-34 ready for combat.
We do got the Jaeger Light Infantry advancing, getting some good shots in. And getting some good shots there onto the Penal squad. Does roll a miss there on the 222. Riflemen are behind heavy cover there, so that's a great position for them. Though the Jaeger Light Infantry do perform better at long range. A half-track is coming in support. The Gopher is advancing as the T-34-76 has been pulled and now getting a good first hit there, taking out one of the Jaeger Light Infantry models. Good hits there onto the Volksgrenadier. And now we do have a Oberststrassen. He starts making advance. He does spot the Commando squad trying to camouflage forward. 6-pounder does get hit there, but does receive some fire there. He's trying to get that 6-pounder decrewed. He may lose that Grenadier to the Commandos. No, he does not, but he does take out the AT gun. Chromo is fully repaired. Rolls a miss there onto the AT gun, or maybe he was just trying to hit the infantry. Chromo's advancing. We've got artillery flare here. I need to stop selecting all these players because it does cause some lag spikes. Got these forces pushing way forward. We got another fear propaganda here. got a Demolition Pioneer here, and T-3476 is coming to support the Chromo. This may be a dead Pioneer. A lot of munitions put into it, that's for sure. Good hits there. And the Pak-40 does get a good hit there onto the Chromo. And rolls a miss there. Commissar's medic is starting to distribute medical supplies on these forces, getting some nice needed healing. And Jaeger infantry do get spotted there. High explosive rounds have been loaded onto the Sherman. Giant go for crush, does get a great crush, completely wiping out a Jaeger Light infantry squad. Ooh, that was a good crush. The kind of warfare needs to fall back with the rifleman squad there. It will pose a severe threat. Pumas is starting to advance, does throw a smoke barrage there. And the Volksgrenadier squad does get overwhelmed. Sherman Pioneers come to support as well. Got assault grenades there, infiltration grenades. Getting some minor splash there on the Kalmazar, but that's about it. Sherman Pioneers making their advance, trying to engage his forces. Does get a good pen there. Ooh, what was that? Oh, left 18 deploying out. Does find a decent first hit there. Second round was not that great. Good hits there. Jaeger Light infantry does receive some automatic weapon fire. Great high explosive rounds, and there goes the Kenwerfer. We've got a sector assault coming on in. We've got Katusha onto the down the Kenwerfer, not realizing it's already decrewed. Oh, here, Katusha's right here. Carmel's severely wounded. T-34-6 has plenty of health left, and the Sherman tank does back away. Infiltration grenades do not go off. And the Obeson squad here is getting overwhelmed by the Rifleman Crude MG42. Spine scopes have been researched there on the Panzer, getting some great spotting range. And we got a nice AT gun shot there onto the Puma. Getting some good hits there onto the Panzer IV. Chromo rolls a miss. Pack guns are setting on up. This could be a dead Chromo. There's a lot of AT guns here. Chromo is out of range, but oh, that was down. I think I got like 3 hits right there. 2-2 will likely go down as well. A lot of rifle fire here. Grenadiers to fallback could possibly then go down as well. Panzer IV can still withstand a shot. He's trying to go forward with the AT grenade there with the Royal Engineers. And he was not successful. Sherman tank may kill off that 2-2. Even high explosive rounds would pick it out. High explosive round does connect. Panzer IV does send a pen in return. There's also a teller mine there. I just realized I thought it was a Soviet landmine, but it's actually a teller mine. From an angle, I thought that was squares. Like from this angle, it looked like squares to me, but it's actually circles. Maybe I should learn the square peg and round hole analogy a bit more. And there goes the Sherman tank thanks to the AT guns.
We just lost a medium tank.
More rounds running on in. M1919s will be forced on back. And up north, we got a lot of riflemen sitting on up. The British hasn't really. Most of the US players gonna be keeping that area secured, not the British player. We have T-34-76, another T-34-76 on the build queue. We do also have a Katusha. We could see a crocodile, likely see a
We
crocodile.
have a new T-34 standing by.
Good rockets there onto the Bekenwerfer. And good hits there. Jaeger Line Infantry eyeing to engage from heavy cover. These forces are in advance, but fear propaganda coming on in? They have a waste of fear propaganda. He had fighting against one squad. It was not worth it. Now the Obersatzens are able to engage with impunity, but they will likely get overwhelmed as well. Does use the, what's it called? Not one step back ability. A frag grenade was thrown. Ooh, almost got the Obersatzen right there. Obersatzen squad will escape on out of there. The fuel point will be decaptured. The Puma's getting some decent hits there on the infantry. 6 infantry kills so far.
Unit ready.
North, we've got the Panzer IV push its way forward. It's now being upgraded the Pintle Mount. And looks like he saw a landmine there and detonates it. Looks like this landmine has been detonated as well, but not so sure by what. And blue is going for a Panzerwerfer. Looks like a recon run coming in by the Major. Looks like we do have a anti-tank Overwatch being pulled up with a Soviet player right here. Trying to eye for these forces, but I don't think it's a whole lot of spotting here, though. He is getting a number of hits in this region. How is that being spotted? Oh, wait. Those flares. Crocodile flares. Or do you have crocodile flares been deployed on out?
Points remaining. You guys, listen to me if you want to live. After ready.
Here a Katusha Barrage. We do also have a priest out in the field. Artillery raining on this region. I sound like a landmine detonation as well.
Strike now available in your sector.
We've got some infrared STGs now deployed out in the field. And now here comes a Stukes of Fus Barrage. Annihilates the captured infantry 4-2. Puma will not be enough to hold back the T-34-76s. Or at least even one. 2 AT guns coming to support the T-34-76 as well. And we've got 2 frag grenades played out by the riflemen. Both of them were largely dodged. Puma received some heavy fire right there. A lot of incendiary being put out by the Cromwell. Or Churchill. Good hits there as well. He's trying to go for an AT grenade there onto the Panzer IV. Will not accomplish all too much. Doesn't have enough damage. Take the AT grenade so in order to waste it. But we do have now the strafing support now coming on in for the British player.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Oh, and looks like the sheer Panzer Quarter goes down to the AT guns. That's must have been actually from Priest, because they're not in range. He's supposed to push him way too far forward. Finds the sheer Panzer Quarters, finds all the infantry. And now we do have a King Tiger deployed out by Scion. Since Scion lost his battle group, or sheer Panzer Quarters, it's probably the best thing he can deploy. AT guns now sieging down the battle group HQ. They have really high rate of fire, so it's a lot of damage output onto it. And now it looks like major artillery being called on in. No, that's not major artillery. Was that decoy barrage? That may have been decoy barrage. Sukes was coming on in, trying to hit these AT guns. A little bit late, he will get one of them.
Gun crew just got wiped out.
No snares to hit that Sherman tank either. Ooh, that was a actual satchel charge threw on the ground to manage to snare the Churchill.
Take a point from us.
A rare sight, but impressive. Cyan is out of Battle Group HQ, so now hopefully he can ask his Wehrmacht ally to deploy him off a med bunker, but there's no med bunker here either. If you're playing OKW and have a Wehrmacht ally, ask him, okay, can he deploy me a med bunker so we can avoid attacking him to an HQ? Or he can lose his Battle Group HQ, help out a teammate, because that fuel consumption, he probably wants it for other things, such as more, in this case, perhaps another Puma. Ooh, great bundle grenade there. Those guys could get annihilated. He does annihilate that squad. Panzer Warfare Barrage suppresses these guys as well. And at close range, the infrared Stormgiver is not something you want to see. Those are frangible smoke there to be used as a smoke. And throws a bundle grenade there, forcing back the penal squad, and he's not retasking him in time, so he will go ahead and get it decaptured. Puma does find a hit there on the Sherman tank. Up north, we do have the Crocodile Vector C1 advancing. We do got Grenadiers advancing. There's a Pack 40 here that should be enough for a snare. The Cannon Warfare here to support as well. Multiple hits there, and the Crocodile does have less health than a regular Churchill, but more armor. Higher chase for bounces, less pens needed to kill.
Our capture point. That's right. Take it.
And there goes the Crocodile. T-34 76s, 3 of them ready to push forward. We do also, of course, have the Sherman tank here to support. No 50 cal upgrade. And now here comes the King Tiger, and that is a detected landmine. Stukas Boost Barrage finds a hit there. And does get a hit there on the King Tiger, stunning it, but looks like no damage engine. You can say anti-tank Overwatch didn't get the snare there, which I think you still need like max health damage to snare it like a Panzerfaust. Another T-34 does go down there. More anti-tank Overwatch barrages coming on in, and this was a pretty good shot there, so he will continue using fire. He needs to continue backing up, or else he will get annihilated quite quickly. We got a strafing support in the center of the map. Looks like Puma went down to it. He will back out of there. Luckily, he did not have the Pinto upgrade on the Command Panther, or else he will start being detected by shooting the aircraft, and then receiving anti-tank Overwatch artillery. Commandos have secured that point. Over here, the Commandos start making advance using their camouflage, assault, the ambush ability. And the Sherman tank is now backed away from the Command Panther. Grenades did get thrown there by infiltration grenades from the Volksgrenadiers. He does force them back. The X players are beaten, but they're not fully out of the game just yet. We do have a Blue Panther here as well. Commandos trying to close the distance, but they will get ripped apart by the infrared STGs. So they do close the distance. Now they're eyeing for the Pioneers as the infantry is advancing. Panzerwerfer barrage raining on in over here. Minor splash there, did not get a good hit there. Blue should just perhaps be a bit more defensive because he sees all that infantry in the region. Can't be advancing. Best wait for them to advance towards him. Good hits there onto the Sturm officer there with the T-34. And there is a PTRS squad here on the this Penal squad, and we do also have another anti-tank Overwatch. King Tiger says, "Not again." And the King Tiger is being focused out first. The PTRS squad does get forced back. And these guys will back out of the radius. Looks like there's some engine damage onto this Panther. There we go, now he's outside of radius. Now Blue's Panther is starting to receive lots of fire. Since it was also partially ramped up when hitting the King Tiger, it's really starting to hit that Panther. Here comes the Katyusha barrage now raining on in. And also, Panzerwerfer barrage trying to hit this force in general. Does get some hits. Good hits there. Force back 2 squads. Panther's not fully repaired. Must have hit a landmine. And now we've got a Jackson now pushing his way forward. But Pack 40 is here to cover. Jackson will not be able to advance with that Pack 40 in the region. Great hit there by the King Tiger. King Tiger still has plenty of health, didn't receive a whole lot of damage there from that anti-tank Overwatch. And some good targets here right in front of him. But couldn't get an anti-tank rifle grenade. We do have a defensive flak half-track ready to shoot down aircraft. He does get suppressed there. Looks like the spearhead ability is on. Here comes a strafing run. Flak half-track is still alive. With the support for Flak HQs, they should be able to shoot down this aircraft no problem. Churchill starting to make his advance, trying to singe the Panzerwerfer. Crocodile does receive some deadly hits there by the King Tiger. They force are starting to make their advance, and there goes the Sturm officer. T-34-76 does force back the Volksgrenadiers, and the Sturm officer got the sector assault coming in this sector here, which sounds like a great setup there. And I think Overwatch is now ready, and we got an artillery barrage here that may have been time on target. Sherman tank right here. King Tiger needs to turn off Spearhead. If Spearhead's being a problem, turn the damn thing off. Does send a good pen there, and does throw a nice close range smoke. Looks like that time on target was on top of the left 18. Cyan doesn't have a whole lot remaining. Needs to recruit that Panzerwerfer, maybe deploy MG34 in this region. He has the resources for it, plenty of manpower. Orange has plenty of resources as well. A couple of these guys are decrewed, so he may be at pop cap to get recruit. MG42 starting to suppress these group. Panzerwerfer barrage is going to be close range Panzerwerfer barrage. Does not get a squad up there, but does force back those 2 squads. Panther in pursuit, trying to hit that Cromwell, or Churchill. Now here comes another anti-tank Overwatch on top of Blue's Panther. He does get injured damage there, but does manage to back away at a good angle, but reverse move will keep him alive. Does receive some hits. But here comes T-34-76. Does roll a bounce there. Panthers can still win this fight, and here comes Yellow's Command Panther. And that bit of body block there will allow him to easily get picked off there. Magenta's pushing forward as well. Yellow can keep his Panther up front, allowing Blue's Panther to escape, but he's pursuing Blue's. Does this Volksgrenadier squad there. Does getting Panther Palace there, but Getaway set up good angle, getting another kill there. Blue's Panther is severely wounded, but losing the Panther to 3 T-34 is actually worth it for the Axis players. Does lose the Panther. Remember, this is what, 270 fuel? Each one's 90. Does get a nice pen there, picking up a finds a good hit, and goes down to the sheer panzer quarters.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Over here, we got these forces. See if we get a nice King Tiger shot. King Tiger start making some advance. Finds another deadly hit there on the Kalmazar. Does use fear propaganda last moment. It will largely just whiff. Good hits there. King Tiger has plenty of health to tangle with. The Jackson can keep its distance. That's way too close to the Jackson. King Tiger does not fire off another shot there. Pioneers are here to defend, but they will get easily overran. Good hits there onto the King Tiger with a strafing run. I do have the Sherman taking try and poke in from the low ground. Passive Faust doesn't connect, or Mechanical Protection does connect. What is that Command Panther doing? That is severely dangerous. Artillery barrage coming in from the Priest onto the flak half track. The flak half track may be body blocking the King Tiger. It was body blocking the King Tiger, and looks like the Axis players have surrendered. This is Adam Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Wow, that really... There's the music. I love how on the menu it's going nice dramatic music, pause, no music. Backs out of the game. Music and gun sounds. Yep, there's me testing out my AI, well, my mod. Alright, let's go ahead and do this 1v1. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 2 replay. So on the south side, as the austere player, we have the Prince. 7900 XTX, whatever that means. And some immediate accusations. Spawn north side as the Red Soviet of Jimmy 890 HOI. Maybe not accusations, but stream sniping. Not necessarily sniping, but is this still considered stream sniping if you are watching somebody stream to basically map hack?
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Apparently it's maybe a bit of a grudge match, which could be good, or not very good. Grenadiers, MG42, Pioneer, pretty standard build opener for the Wehrmacht player, and we got just conscript opener for the Soviet player, pretty common as well. Pioneer, I'm so surprised he didn't just engage the conscripts. In that engagement, the conscripts will win out no matter what. Just stood there, let the Pioneers engage. Conscripts prefer the close range. Trying to get out some more sandbags right there. We've got some conscripts here. Looks like one of the models are not firing, so he's down one rifle. Which is actually very important because down one rifle means you're down... Oh, great. Soviet players are starting models. What's the percentage of 1 out of 6? Let's see. 2 would be 33%. 1 would be 18.5%? No. Out of the way. Grenadiers are getting a little bit overwhelmed, but we've got the MG42 pushing way forward, which does ward away the conscripts. Got another Grenadier over here. Okay, sort of quiet down a bit. Time to do math again. MG42 finds a nice suppression there onto the conscripts. Grenadiers are also advancing, as this one is trying to prioritize fire, but was already wounded from the previous engagement. We do have a doctrine lock-in of German mechanized doctrine, and and he just lost a squad when he really shouldn't have. And before he does suppress the squad, Pioneers are trying to engage the flanking squad, but Pioneers do have a low damage output. They have hard time to stop a flanking squad.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
3 Grenadiers are now deployed on the field. 5th Grenadier, or conscript technically, is being deployed. And this doctrine will allow them access to the 250/1 half-tracks, which are a decent mounted unit. It comes earlier than M3s and M5s, and they're much more durable than the M3A1 white scout cars, the Soviets, or the WC51s. I think their armor is, what, 9 or 10, roughly? Which actually makes them very resistant to bullets, while in comparison, the M3A1 white scout car for the Soviets are, what, 4.2, if I remember correctly?
We have been granted access to superior arms and soldiery.
So the 250 half-tracks are very resilient, and we are going to see a 250 half-track. That should allow him some good mounted play. Whatever unit blows him back, he should try getting a weapon upgrade. It could be a Pioneer with a Flamer, which is also pretty effective as well. Have you ever... The Soviet players are not used to... Or really, Allies players are not really used to being a clown card. Trust me, it is really effective, and also quite fun, because it's also a much more durable platform, so you can't just sit there and tank it and try to shoot with rifle fire like with the scout car. It's simply just not feasible. Wire has been put out there, just minor inconvenience wire.
Half-track has arrived. Half-track ready. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Conscripts are eyeing to capture up this point.
The new Grenadier squad is ready. The sector has been cut off.
And we do got this conscript squad now receiving quite a bit of fire from this half-track. Does get forced back right there. And do have a bit of wire being deployed there as well. Here comes the scout card. We have... I'm trying to get the Soviet player selected. We do not have AT grenade research. We do have medic research, but not AT grenades. Losing that... Oh, no, he has plenty of resources here. He's going to try to get some guard squads to engage the half-track. I was going to say, since he lost that conscript squad early on, it probably prevented him from getting out the AT grenade research. But actuality, that's not the case. And now he's backing away, thinking that AT grenade research is going to come out shortly. Let's get suppressed there by the MG42. And he decided to haul it down. And when hauled down for long enough, is able to get the suppression fire. But I still don't believe he has AT gun research. Or AT grenades now being researched. Deploying something out right there. The half-track has received some penetrating rounds. It's not completely invulnerable, but it's very resilient, that's for sure. Great damage coming out on the combat engineers, but good damage coming out on the MG42. And he is going... The half-track is not Veteran C1, so he can't reinforce in the front line. He needs Veteran C1 to reinforce. And there goes that Grenadier squad as well. So he has lost a squad, which actually is quite important. As supported this half-track in a perfect angle there for suppressive fire ability. If he's able to get it fed one enough, he's able to get more suppression with the MG42 as well as reinforcing. He is going to just fall back the MG42 now. And he's going to get overwhelmed from multiple angles. AT grenade may be on its way out. PTRS fire was relatively successful, but no AT grenade there, even though he had it researched. Maybe he had enough munitions. Maybe
We are losing
in
supplies
that
to
fight
the
he
enemy.
didn't. Another Grenadier has boiled out on the field. He's going to make sure his 4 Grenadiers are out. Rifle grenade fired. Does get some minor splash there.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
And if we go and get inside this garrison, it is a good garrison to fight from. 5 windows of sight, so it's more than enough for the 4 Grenadiers.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Conscripts do receive a bit of fire right there. And a rifle grenade was actually fired on the other squad, but does dodge it in time. So the VP is exposed. Oh yeah, there's a Sherman, the snow variant of the map there. Soviet landmine has pulled out here to help whittle away his opponent. As he's got the conscripts now backing away slowly from the Grenadiers.
Forces capturing supply sector.
And there is a minesweeper in the back of this half-track. Which is an unusual thing to see, but does sweep the mines.
Grenadiers here! Einer is shooting at us!
Conscripts do back out of the building. It's not a great building to fight from. This heavy cover, however, makes a very good cover to fight from and to engage that garrison. Heavy cover is better than garrison cover. Guardsmen are pushing his way forward as well, or guards rifles. And looks like he does have the DP upgrade there of the guards rifles infantry. Grenadier squad is falling back. The half-track's still not a Veteran C1. So close, but yet so far.
We claimed it for the fatherland.
Does get good suppressive fire there on that conscript squad, and does drop a model on this Grenadier squad before getting inside the garrison. Thought I heard a rifle grenade. That rifle grenade was fired there. May got some splash there. These guys are quite wounded. This Grenadier squad will need to fall back. Did do quite a bit of damage there. All these Soviet forces are quite wounded. I would retreat back the guard's rifle. He's trying to merge into it. And does fall back the conscript squad now. Looks like the half-track's finally got the Veteran C1. Does fall back.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by. Our opponents are seizing a sector. How can we help?
Over here, the conscripts are setting up some heavy cover, which will be useful to fight from. And set up an angle where it's not likely he can use it for his own purposes, because he's going to come down from the south, and that cover will not be useful for that purpose. Does push out forward, does get AT grenade there. We got some Panzer Grenadiers in the back of it, which they do quite a bit of damage there. Immediately holds down right there. Not a good angle to hold down with, but he is quite damaged. Half-track will need to get some repairs.
Losses.
Ooh. A Grenadier squad has gone down. Because I'm pretty sure he had 4 Grenadiers, if I remember correctly. T-70 has been put on the field. And he's getting some good damage there onto the Grenadiers, slowly picking away at them. The garrison's not exactly great. There's only one garrison here, and the MG42 is firing against the T-70, not against the infantry. And looks like the MG42 will get flanked. He needs to fall back. Half track is now getting repaired on up, which will quickly get repaired. It's not currently hauled down. It actually did have the vehicle quick repair ability being activated. Panzer Grenadiers trying to make the advance, trying to pursue that conscript or combat engineer. It does brace Dirk there, the fight from a better position. T-70 starts making his advance, trying to gauge this, what's it called? The 250 half track, as the MG42 is trying to reposition as well, but it's not a good engagement for the MG42. Conscripts and Grenadiers engaging out, time mode opponent. Even though the Grenadiers do have the upgun, the Conscripts do have better positioning. And does get a good hit there onto the Grenadiers. And now he's rotating his fire a bit over here as well. MG42 will get receive a Molotov there, forcing him back. And does get some good damage there onto that Grenadier. We've got the half track remounted with some Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are not being upgraded Panzerschreck. For some reason I thought he was going to go for a Panzerschreck. It's not Company Heroes 1, even though that's still a possibility to hunt down the T-70. Just go ahead and force back the conscript squad. And we do have the support armor core. He does have plenty of fuel for any of these options. You can also take time to deploy out the command tank. In this particular instance, the command tank could be a good opportunity to provide some defensive buffs and still be strong enough to engage the T-70. Molotov was thrown, does get a nice splash there.
Enemy forces are securing our
And it's getting some good hits there onto that conscript squad. T-70 shots do rain on in.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
And these Grenadiers will need to fall back, sustain a bit too much fire right there. And they're also negative ground, so that's like a great engagement. Soviet player has a lot of fuel stored up. He does have tier 3 and not tier 4 built. If he gets tier 4 built, he should have enough for a T-34-85.
The enemy is taking our
And the
territory.
Panzer Grenadiers will need to fall back, sustain a bit too much fire there.
Additional resources are now available to you, Commander. The territory is out of contact.
But it's there onto the 250 half track, and the cutoff point has been secured or decaptured by the combat engineers. Grenadiers making their advance, does force back the combat engineers.
The sector. Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Panzer IV
The enemy has driven a wedge in
has
our
been
lines.
deployed out on the field. It does throw a round into the hay. Does get find a pretty good hit there. 3 kills. He could get a button off, but it'll be for no purpose. Ziska try to advance. Actually getting the button off there would be great for the Ziska. Does find a landmine there. That's one model that needs to fall back. Trying to get the guards rifles. And does get the AT grenade there on the Panzer IV. Pinto mount being researched, has been researched. We do have a marked target there onto the Panzer IV. Grenadiers are very stacked up on top of each other. Does fall back, finds another landmine. Luckily retreat back early and falls back. Right now the Wehrmacht Clariers have lost quite a bit, and not in a great position. Not lost quite a bit of stuff, but took a lot of losses.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Panzer Grenadiers are making an advance, getting some great hits in. Does have the support of the combined arms, which I believe, yeah, it's more of a defensive buff, not offensive buff, so don't get any additional benefits from being in the back of that other than perhaps reduced splash damage. Panzer IV being received some repairs. Just mark target there. This gun is advancing. And it will roll a miss there. Find some hits there onto the conscript. T-70 can't really... Well, could potentially get some rear armor hits in. T-70 does spot everything. Does get a Molotov thrown on top of the MG42, forcing him back immediately. Grenadiers are making their advance. Einries capture up these sectors. We do got a big wave of forces advancing. Freshly reinforced. He, of course, have access to the button combined with the Zis gun. And not a whole lot of munitions as well, so can't combine that along with mark targets. So it's probably button or mark target. Pick one, not both. Let's wait a couple minutes. Ooh, try to go for a rifle grenade there, but the grenadier, literally, was actually sniped right there by the T-70. Panzer IV was spotted. We could see an AT grenade. Could see some PTRS fire to... Ooh, there's the AT grenade. 250 half track will go down. Does get an AT grenade onto the Panzer IV. Ooh, bundle grenade gets a nice hit there. Panzer IV could potentially go down, but it's fast enough to circle around. T-70 is taking some shots there on the Panzer Grenadiers, severely wounded as well. Panzer IV can not likely go down to the T-70. The T-70, what it needs to do is get in front of the Panzer IV and body block it. But it looks like the Pinto Mountain will manage to take out the AT gun and does get it killed off there with a nice Panzer Faust shot as well. T-70 is down. We got T-34-85, however, on the field. Conscripts maybe here just for spotting to support the T-34-85. 4 fires the ground, gets a direct hit there. AT grenade does connect, leaving 1 shot till death for the Panzer IV, and does force fire the ground there. Get a direct hit there. Very, very well played. This gun does find an angle there, gets a pen, but little too late. Oh, I hear a flare mine. Very nice. I like seeing those. T-34-85 make his advance, trying to hunt down these pioneers. And going for the cutoff point there. One of the squads haven't upgraded the 7-man squad. And is that this barrage right here? Nope, he's force firing, destroying the sandbags. Pioneers are holding out. Does receive a Molotov there. That was a bit of a waste. Rifle grenade does roll a miss as well. And does get suppressed there by the MG42. Grenadiers going to be closing the sector, preventing it from being captured. Both sides need the munitions. The Wehrmacht player can be a bit more wasteful because doesn't have any doctrinal abilities to really use for his munitions income. So wasting grenades is actually perfectly fine for him. The Soviet player needs to be, ironically, needs to be a bit more conservative with his munitions and to get more marked target. Nice Panzerfaust there. Usually it's the other way around. The Wehrmacht player usually the one that's always starved for munitions, while the Soviet player usually has a crap load. But in this case, the inverse. Now the Panzer IV is being deployed and out. He does need a tank or something to gauge out the T-35. It may be a bit better to go for a Stug, something a bit cheaper. Of course, it doesn't have the turret, which could pose its own problems, but maybe something more defensive and cheaper combined with a command tank. But Stugs, they have less than 640 health. They have 5 something, which the defensive buff from a command tank will not positively affect a Stug in a tank combat. With a command tank, the Panzer IV can withstand another shot, but not a Stug. But maybe that's just a Stug E, not the Stug G, the short barrel Stug, so I could be mistaken about that. I don't know why. That just seems like ready to be crushed by the Panzer IV. Horrible idea, especially with this big gun here and the AT grenade from the conscripts themselves. That does mean I don't have the thoughts in my head of crush them.
We are losing supplies to the enemy. The enemy has cut off a sector.
Conscripts are going to get suppressed there by the MG42. And the T-34-76 does receive a pen in return and a Panzerfaust. Ooh, good hit there. And annihilated. Yeah, with that good hit there, even a full health squad may have trouble getting past the Panzer Grenadiers. Molotov does come forward into the building. Don't need to worry about the heating bill this winter.
Encroaching on our territory.
Conscripts engaging at long range. Panzer Grenadiers do get behind heavy cover. They should be able to win out on that engagement at a long range fight.
Combat engineers are standing by.
Another squad of combat engineers. He needs the repair squad. Doesn't need to worry about a flamer. Maybe a good idea to get out a minesweeper instead of an increased repair rate. This one has been captured. But you also got an S-mine field. So he did micro around S-mine field. And does go ahead and force back the conscripts, but the Panzer Grenadiers, of course, does get forced back. But the T-34-85 has prioritized fire on. Guard squad in pursuit. Heard an AT. Oh, there's a grenade sound. It does force back the conscripts. They need to fall back, or else they're about ready to get wiped out. He's does fall back in time. Good AT Panzer IV shot there. And Zis barrage coming in from the Soviet player trying to hit his opponents. Captured Zis. T-34-85 rolls a miss there on the Grenadiers. And the guard squad does get forced on back. Down south we do have the Panzer Grenadiers, Veteran C3 with the Vet 3 Grenadiers. Looks like all the infantry is a Vet 3 for both sides, excluding some of the engineer squads and support weapons.
Capturing supply sector.
Pioneers are captured at that point. We do have these forces are advancing, and these guys do get hit a bit. T-35 does get a great hit there onto the MG42. MG42 is falling on back. Got also a Wehrmacht mortar, unusual item at this point in time, but that one mortar shot could land right there, but no, it's a bit too far away. Ooh, he lost his combat engineers again. They are relatively cheap, but something you don't really want to lose all too often. T-34-85 does get a good hit there onto the Panzer Grenadiers, and a good hit there onto the T-34-85. Rifle grenade was fired. It does take up the cover there as well. That could have been a very deadly one to hit, because removing that heavy cover means they take full damage from the rifle grenade. But it does dodge it in time. I hear that pine trees burning. Have you ever threw a Christmas tree into a campfire or a bonfire in the summer months? It goes up really quick. It's always a fun thing to do. It's like everybody knows they're very flammable as they get more and more dried out, but nobody's actually really tried to throw them into a bonfire until somebody in the family is like, hey, want to do it? It's like, that'll go up immediately. Yes. Everybody has a bit of pyromaniac. Pyromaniacy? Bit of a pyromaniac heart. At heart. I cannot speak, I cannot think today. Yeah, get the idea. Guard's rifle maybe eyeing for a grenade into the garrisons. Not simply a great garrison to fight for the Grenadiers. Does throw a grenade there, and not backing out the building. Actually may have saved them, depending if he would have microed going out the wrong side. This garrison is severely wounded, needs to get out of the building relatively soon, because one well-placed or not well-placed shot there into that building could be taken out by the T-34-85. My speech is not good today. Then again, whenever is it? When is it ever good? Mortar is trying to get some hits in. There's good line of sight blocks here, so this is a relatively good position for Mortar. Could be pushed a little bit farther forward for a reduction in scatter. And he does take out the wire there, but like the next Panzer IV shot will land right into that. Oh, no, never mind. I was going to take out the sandbags there, but it does find a nice double kill. Well, he does run over the sandbags. That will prevent him sending any shots into the sandbags. T-35. Oh! He needs to get out of that garrison. He's not paying attention. Stick around. Oh, nope. He does get out of the garrison. Do not get inside the garrison. Okay, it looked like he's about to get back into it. Grenadiers are making the advance. They're just being able to move forward into the Grenadier, or into the conscripts. The Grenadier squads do fall back. As this one does get inside this garrison, it's a stone building, so can withstand a bit more shots. But that's the only shot can withstand. The next shot could take it out. We got a Katyusha on the field, which is a good item. T-34-85 is not exactly the greatest AT vehicle. T-34-76 does that better. Nice shot there onto the guard's rifle. Ziskan force fires, finds a hit there. Now there's a, yeah, that's definitely not an angle there. So he's definitely force firing. Gets another pen there, 2 pens. He's been pretty good at the attack round so far this game. Another Ziskan shot onto the T-34-85. Aldov does connect here. Blue's been deploying out Panther.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
He may be worried about more T-34s. Once he sees the Katyusha, he realized that may be a bad option at this point in time. Though it would hard to counter the T-34-85, so maybe it is a good idea to deploy it out. It may be a better idea to go out for a Stug and command tank. Hard for me to say exactly. That T-34-85 shot does get a nice splash there. And down here, we got the Panther advancing, being upgraded. Both of those upgrades. One's an entity upgrade, one's a squad upgrade. And here comes a bundle grenade there, forcing back the conscript squad. Panther start makes advance, trying to get some shots there. Or does have the pinto mount up, doesn't get any shots off. Getting that structure is not such a good idea, because one well-placed shot from T-35 will take it out. Assist guns advancing and getting annihilated by the Grenadiers. Titan's Force making his advance, getting some good damage there onto the conscript squad. It's at full health. He is going for an AT grenade, but he would not be get the snare off of that. Panther's in pursuit of the AT gun, not of the Panzer IV, and does get a button there, tying him up, but the Panzer IV shot does get directed there on the Zis gun, decrewing it. And now the Panther's going to be trying to finish off that. Zisgun. We have the combat blitz there. He's trying to barrage, trying to capture up the Zisgun there. Panther will spot the 2 T-35s, and maybe a good idea for the T-35-85 to get a ram there, because that could finish it off. Get some great hits there. Zisgun does go down again, but does manage to squeeze out one more shot there. Panther needs to fall back. Panther's about ready to go down. Gets a Mango Destroy crit there from the PTRS, and does go down to the Panther gun. T-34 Panzer IV needs to get out of there. The T-34 76 can quickly finish off. Rifle grenade connects. Only gets one model, however, does not get a squad wipe. Dishka in placement does suppress the Grenadier.
The sector is at risk.
But it's there on the Grenadier. We've got the conscripts capture up the cutoff point, denying the income of his own fuel point. Let's take a quick look at resources. Panther is down, which is a massive loss for the Wehrmacht player. He does have a bit of manpower and fuel stored up. Going for another Panther at this one time would be a good idea, or maybe a couple Stugs. For the Soviet player, he has a significant fuel float there, but not a whole lot of manpower.
We have 200 points remaining.
He doesn't need to worry about deploying out another Zisgun. He has 2 T-3045s, and he has a Katyusha as well to support him out. So overall, the Soviet composition is quite well-rounded, but he is lacking reserve resources. He does have a reserve of munitions now, so he is able to call and mark targets when he so chooses, which would be great for a second Panther. And that mortar can be focused down by the Katyusha. The Wehrmacht player has a bit of manpower, a bit of fuel, but at this point in time, he needs more AT assets. The capture of this gun is quite important. Let's get 2 pens there. Got a mark target there onto the Panzer IV. Won't accomplish anything. And now here comes Katyusha Barrage. I love how I see the Katyusha Barrage, the rockets shadows coming in first. I don't know why, that just, like, oh, I just love that sometimes. Let's get suppression there on these squads. Grenadiers focusing on the guards, riflemen. They do brace dirt. And does go ahead and merge on that squad. He can merge again. He does merge again. He made him fall back relatively soon with that squad. With the conscript squad. He does fall back. The guard squad is not really firing all too well thanks to those merges. They're like facing the wrong angles. This T-3476 still has prioritized fire on. Panzer IV still has plenty of health, has prioritized fire as well. And Panzer Grenadiers are not captured at this point at the moment.
Target vehicle marking available.
We got some hits there onto the T-3476 thanks to the pack gun and the Panzer IV. He has pulled out a pack gun to help engage his armor. He may be just trying to stall out for another Panther, which at this point in time I do believe he does need to do. Constantly pushing along the left side of the map, getting some more resources. We got another Zisgun deployed out by the Soviet player, which is probably a good idea for him to get that out, just in case. So honestly, maybe preserving the manpower, get out another asset. Another Katyusha wouldn't be half bad. Start inflicting manpower, I believe. Let's spot the S-mines there, but had not been able to sweep them.
The sector is at risk.
Pack gun does find a hit there. We got the Grenadiers advancing, but they receive a bit of fire there. And here comes Katusha Barrage onto the Pack gun on MG42. These good hits there. Forces back both of those squads. And the Grenadiers are now sort of just moving around blobs. And may run into that rocket. They're actually pretty close to walking into the splash of the Katyushas. On the right side, we've got these forces advancing. Panzer IV finds a miss there as the Pioneers getting ripped apart by the Guards' rifles. Left side, Pioneers capturing up the point as well. It does go and brace Dirk there, trying to avoid some fire from the Pintos. And the Pinto, hull mount, and coaxial. And we do have a telemine deployed out right there, which could be very handy. Though he does have to be careful, there's a minesweeper here. Though he's likely going to send the minesweepers towards the S-mines. T-34-85s are advancing. They may have saw that formation. It gets detonated there due to a miss on the Pioneers. And now, seeing that one landmine, he's not going to advance the sector unless he has the combat engineers in the region. Because if there's when a person starts laying down landmines, good chance he will start seeing more landmines. Conscript start rolling forward. Couldn't get the AT grenade off there. This conscript here is being suppressed as well. And Mortis does find some hits there. He does go ahead and brace dirt there. Remember, when they're bracing dirt, they can be crushed instantaneously. I don't think the Wehrmacht player is aware of this. Because he had a perfect opportunity to actually crush them. When they're bracing dirt, it's like when they are pinned. They have no movement, which means they cannot dodge an oncoming vehicle. So anything that can cause crushes will crush. Good is there onto the Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers as Cruiser Barrage now running on in, trying to hit that AT gun. Does destroy the garrison. As the Panzer IV is blitzing a fort, he's going in. He's trying to hunt down that Katyusha and finds Katyusha, but he gets abandoned there, which is really stupid. And now with the button and damaged engine there, he has to pay dearly for that abandoned vehicle. Zis guns and Pack 40 engaging. Does get some good damage all across the line, which will force back the T-34-85s. Pioneers are still suppressed. They likely won't get out of radius anytime soon. They're likely going to get pinned. Does get an Panzer IV shot there. So he's probably not going to pursue the Panzer IV anytime soon. He does use a crit repair ability there. He still has access to the Pinto mount while firing, but looks like not the main gun. And that ability actually saved him. It's a ability that's hardly ever used. In this case, it saved him. So very nice. He needs to go. The Katyusha has been recrewed. Needs some repairs. He's trying to pursue the T-34-85. It's Special C-31. And does receive an AT gun or shot there from the gun and AT grenade. Second shot does come on the Panzer IV, severely wounded, rolls a miss there, and there goes the Panzer IV, getting bounces and misses. Does get main gun destroyed there from the Pack 40, or from the Zis gun, one of the two. Panther's now on the field. All the vehicle assets on the field are severely wounded. Now we also have the vehicle crew repair ability from the Soviet player. So both players actually using that ability. At this point in time, it's great for the Soviet player. He has a lot of munitions stockpiled up, and he has a lot of damaged units and only one combat engineer. Does get an AT grenade there on the Panther. It will take 2 more to get an engine snare. At this point in time, he has a bit of fuel stored up. He can either save up for another Panther, or he can go for a command tank. I'm more impartial towards command tank. It will buff up the Panther, as well as provide some good infantry support. I say good with relative quotation marks. It can provide infantry force support, but still not that effective. do have a Katyusha barrage raining on in. Does find S minefield. And we also have NG bunker here, which will get flanked there by the guards riflemen. And if the guards rifles there, he can slowly pick away with it with his PTRSs. Panzer Grenadiers do advance. They don't had partial buffs there from their aura. A preemptive. Ooh! I was not expecting that to be a full wipe there, but he gets a full wipe on the conscript squad. A preemptive Molotov there was definitely not worth it. Guards rifle do get forced back by the Panther. The Panther does have a bit of damage onto it, but enough for a snare. And I got another guard's rifle deployed on the field, which he does have plenty of munitions there for DPs, which he's researching now. Oh, that was not enough for a snare. My mistake. Well, the Soviet player has been very eager with the AT grenades. I was going to say maybe the Soviet player was thinking the same thing as I was, but he's very, very active with those AT grenades, that's for sure. Looks like the Wehrmacht player is going for another Panther. He's not going for another command tank. He should have enough manpower for a Panther, right? Yep, he does have enough for another Panther. He may not realize that he has enough for it right now. Another possibility is he could go for a Panzerwerfer. He does have 2 AT guns. Nope, never mind. Second Panther. Taking out the T-34-85s will allow the Grenadiers to engage his opponent's infantry forces no problem. We've got a Katyusha barrage now raining on in, trying to get some shots onto this force. T-35 does find the PaK-40. Does get 2 kills there, and the remaining 2 models, the Orc One does get decrewed there. Even getting after Fletcher 2-1, he could try to go for the stun shot, but was unsuccessful. Panther has been repaired, now trying to slowly pick away with his machine guns. The rocket grenade will come forward. Gets a good hit there onto the guard's rifle. Goes a bundle grenade there, but mispredicted the retreat path. Does get 1 model, however. Panzer Grenadiers will need to fall back soon around the way. That T-34-85's coaxial hull mount are quite effective, like the T-34-76. The 2 Panthers are now out in the field, ready to engage these forces, no problem. Mortar is running on in. Oh, I thought that was going to be a wipe there. Panthers now in pursuit, trying to hunt down these tanks. The infantry here, we could see a button here. He should be close enough for a button. We may see a marked target in return. It got a snare there from a Panzerfaust. Ziscon does find a hit there. No marked target. This is time for a marked target. And does back away. Mark target on the low health one. Does receive a pen there. That Panther's 1 shot away from death. This one, Mania fall back. No, he's going to go in. Oh no, he's going to lose it. Goes roll up bounce there. Rolls 2 misses. And he maybe not pursue any further. He is out of range of his infantry. The Grenadiers could push forward, but there's a large wave of infantry there. The full health Panther is going to be advancing. Will find a Ziscon there. Finds one of the T-35, but that one pursued will stand a shot. Both those are severely wounded, and they will back off. The Panthers looks like backing off as well. MG-42 does find some good suppression there. Close range Katyusha barrage getting some great hits onto this big bulk of units.
We are losing supply for the enemy. The enemy has taken our supply sector.
mortar barraging this location. Has a mortar barrage. Panzer Grenadiers are starting to engage, and they do, of course, fall back. Panzerwerfer on the build queue. That will likely put on pop cap.
You are showing weakness.
Oh, we got another Katusha on the build queue as well. See, Panzerwerfer 12 population, and after reinforcing squads, he will be at 100 population, roughly. Machine gun bunker is still very much alive. This has not been taken out. There's also a teller mine here, which a well-placed or misplaced mortar there could detonate it, but may kill off the Grenadiers or conscripts while at it. Guards rifle being ripped apart by the MG42s. And these conscripts are being forced back. This Panther's going in deep, trying to pursue the Katusha. He knows this one. He may not be able to realize another one now, freshly built. That one has 0 kills, 0 veterancy. Panther's going to be backing away. He will save his Katusha. Katushas? The Grenadiers do fall back. We're seeing quite a bit of fire there. Pack 30, or Capture Discount does find a good hit there. And Conscript may eye for an AT grenade there. It doesn't have a whole lot of munitions. Best save it for a marked target with a button combination. Those who are all forward, which is another good use for the munitions, trying to flank that M42 if they do. And the Molotov does connect, getting good damage in. He may get the wipe there. It does get the wipe there. He could claim it for his own usage. Panzerwerfer has not fired his first barrage just yet. Or if it did, it completely whipped. Panzer Grenadiers do fall back. Going for a rifle grenade there. Does not get a squad wipe. Remember, the Barraclay has no munition sink, so he can spam out grenades all he wants. Got a marked target there on the Panther. Button as well. This Panther may go down. T-345 is charging forward. One of them is only a little bit wounded. Good hits there. Multiple good hits there. Does skip the button there. Marked target. Actually, there was no marked target in that group. Decides to use combat blitz, one shot away from death, one pen I should say. And he will actually back away. He will save that Panther. Smoke barrage there. We do have a Katusha barrage now raining on in, getting some good damage there on the Grenadiers. Guards rifle will receive quite a bit of fire there. He may capture the point before getting pinned down there. Grenadiers are going to be stalking to capture him now. That's both players are down to minimal tickets, 81 to 69. And here comes Katusha barrage. And looks like the scatter is coming out wide. Panther is a bit wounded. He could use the repair ability once he gets out of combat. And Mortar just get a direct hit there onto the guards. This point will be decaptured as well. Full neutral capture by both players. This point has been claimed. Pioneers are capturing up. He did use the repair ability. And this one is also using the repair ability as well. Good hits there on the Grenadier. Starting to see some AT gun shots as well. Ooh, good hits there. Mortar does find some hits there. These Grenadiers are receiving quite a bit of fire. They're both quite wounded, but they will manage to stay very alive. Panther's truck pushes his way forward.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Panther will backing away. We do have these hardened scripts and guards advancing as well. Panzer Grenadiers are sprinting their way forward with the support of the nearby Panther. And they should be able to displace these Grenadiers no problem. Throws out bundle grenade on the tree path, but they retreat back to the right and not the left. Good try. The central point has been decaptured. Max players on the 77 tickets. The Soviet players on the 48. Both of them are just counting down slowly, it seems like.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Cruise Barrage will not dissuade the MG-34. And looks like this Panther has charging forward, takes out one of the Katyusha.
Lines have been cut.
And this time, there was no abandoned vehicle to help get him a free recovery.
We must protect our HQ. The enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Katyusha Barrage raining on in. Panzerwerfer Barrage raining in return. Eyeing for their tree path, but casted in too early. Didn't get any squad wipe there or any squad damage. Grenadier squad does fall back as well. Starting to pick away at the Panther for chip damage. Could see a Zist barrage here. I am so surprised we haven't seen any Zist barrages. Rocket grenade has fired. Gets a good hit there, and we'll stop the decapture there. Gets a nice, well-placed shot. Panzer Grenadiers will be captured the central VP. We do have, of course, the T-35 trying to say no. And the Zist gun here will find a small angle to hit him. And Panther does find a hit as well. True 3 hits onto the T-35. He is going to be out of combat for a bit of time. Need to use the repair ability to get back in combat as soon as possible. At this point in time, use all your munitions you can get. If the thing gets this low, you have to get your guys back in combat. Good hit there on the Panther. Still neutral capture. I think it's still counting slowly, mostly against the austere player this time. Conscripts could roll forward for an AT grenade. Zist barrage does come out from the captured Zist gun.
Guns have been neutralized.
And it looks like the other Zist gun has been decrewed and being focused down by the captured Zist gun. And the Panther does pitch a shot there as well. Does throw around towards the T-35, but rolls a miss. Zist gun seems kind of fired. That Zist gun, if it gets decrewed, I think it's going to be straight up dead because the gun itself has no health. There's your barrage are raining on in. The point is decaptured.
We are losing territory.
And this point is being captured up. T-34-85 are both healed up. Combat engineers trying to capture the central VP. Panzerwerfer barrage raining the central VP. Nope. Does get a good hit there. Does not take out the Katyusha. Severely wounds it. But it's unlikely going to be going down anytime soon. Comm engineers will perhaps suicide the capture at that point. He does not stop the decapture in time. If he would have done a general move order, he could have stopped the decapture. Got a capture against the Wehrmacht player. T-35 does receive a 10 there. But this point will be captured up by the Wehrmacht player, no problem. We do got another marked target onto this Panther here. He will back away. And we do have a bunker being deployed on out. And the aircraft does get shot down by the pinto mounts. Conscripts making their advance, trying to capture the point, but the Grenadiers are still in the capture zone. Enemy bunker just started being researched. Panzer Grenadiers advancing as well. They are in radius for the combined arms tactic, so they will be a bit more resilient. And a good hit there onto the Panther. Got a button. No, that's still the marked target there onto that Panther. Grenadiers making their advance. No unit in the capture circle, but you got the MG bunker now upgraded. The Soviet players counting down take us quite quickly. We got the 2 T-34-85s advancing. This gun was not set up in a good location. Vector C2 losing that will be a bit problematic. It does get decrewed there. Has been repaired up quite a bit. Panzerwerfer barrage now raining on in onto the Zis gun. Get some good damage there. Katyusha barrage is raining on in, but will be hitting non-existing units. And the machine gun bunker does go down to the Zis gun. Panther still a little bit wounded. This one does not have spotting skills, but this one is blitzing up forward, trying to pursue these forces. The pinto mounts of the Panthers could take out the Zis gun if they were both forward to pursuit. This one's not pursuing. Panzer Grenadiers are advancing, and this one will go and blitz on out of there. Does throw out a grenade there.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
But it's there onto the Grenadiers. And does throw a Molotov there on Panzer Grenadiers.
Supplies for the enemy.
This Panther is fully healed. This one's still a little bit dinged up. And the guard's rifle on Collins is trying to make the advance. He's trying to deal with some chip damage there on the Panther. MP42 has been set up here. Katyusha barrage is likely going to happen soon. 7 seconds remaining. Grenadiers going to stop the capture. Panther does find a hit there on the T-35, but the T-35 rolls a bounce in return. He has something decaptured there. It may be hard to see it, but this model is still there. Katyusha barrage now raining in, trying to stop the stop capture. And T-35 does go down, gets fully banded there. Got a Grenadier wipe there. Panzerwerfer barrage may gets a direct hit there onto the Katyusha. Remember, has a slow, long barrage, so he did purposely counter barrage it. And we've got the MG42 now falling on back. Good. This gun hits there. That could be a dead Panther. It's at a bad angle. Next shot does take out the Panther. This Panther's facing the wrong angle, but it's not any prone to being wiped out. Could receive an AT grenade there, but I don't think that'll be enough to damage the engine. T-35 advancing. He may be eyeing for a capture ability onto that point. Or he's going to go for destroying that machine gun placement. And he's going to take time to blitz around to the rear. Does get a pen there. AT grenade does not have enough munitions there for an AT grenade. Central VP will be captured by the Wehrmacht player. And the machine gun bunker was cleaned up. The conscript is quite wounded. He probably could have decaptured, but I don't think he'll get full capture from the pinto mounts. Mortar does not get a wipe there. But you got a snare onto his T-3045. It's actually prone to being run down by the Panther. Panther has plenty of health, but perhaps withstand the Zis gun shots. Panzer IV on the build queue. And there goes a Grenadier. Losing that Grenadier is actually very big. He needs that infantry for captain pressure and combat effectiveness against the, well, his opponent's infantry. Pushes down, so the MG42 can fire away with impunity for the most part. He will get flanked. Nope, he's just retargeting now. Conscript eyeing for Ural. He didn't need to go all the way around the house. It was facing another angle, and plus there's also an angle there where you can slip on by. Mortars falling on back, I suppose. The MG42 is not falling back. Panzer IV maybe eyeing for a crush. That is very bunched up. Well, that shot ranged short. That could have been a wipe. He does merge the guard squad. He's now can be crushed there. He's going for a crush. He's going for the crush, getting 1-2 models. Not a very good crush. There's 3 models right there. Reverse move on top of them. Grenadier's trying to capture that point here. Guard squad does receive a nice rifle grenade there, but the conscript should ward him away. T-34 5 and Panther engaging both of Vet 3, both of them sending rounds into each other. Gets good hits there, both of them severely wounded. Fires, rolls a miss. Pioneer's engaged in close range. He only has 1 gun up. That's Vet 3 Pioneer has no guns up and will be singed on the retreat. That guard's rifle squad does manage to escape on out there. Panzerwerfer coming for a very close range barrage. Panther does get his main gun destroyed, has been injured from anti-tank grenade. He does not have enough munitions for another anti-tank grenade. He can't roll forward to maintain this because he doesn't have enough munitions for that either. Here comes the Panzerwerfer barrage. He's trying to save his Panther, but he's actually not prone to being wiped, though the guardsman could actually get a couple hits there and take it out, so maybe he was prone to being wiped. Fresh T-34-85 does come out. Force fire. Nope, that was not force fire. That's actually a low health one advancing. It has Veterancy 3, has a lot of mobility and high rate of fire, thanks to his Veterancy. He's going for a decapture order with his T-34. This T-34 can save his other T-34. Does save a resist gunshot. He will decapture the southern point. Does take out the Panzer IV there. The northern point has been decaptured as well. He's still one ticket, still counting down against him. He should be able to stop the bleed. Does get a Panzer Faust hit there. This game will continue on for a short time, and T-34-76 will capture the point. He could have actually done the vehicle self-repair ability. He just got enough mission for it. Can you capture and do the self-repair ability at the same time? Does find an angle there. Has to be very, very careful. He finds an angle to engage it, I guess. I suppose that's one possibility. And he lost vision the other T-34. First Panzer IV on the build queue. And we got the... Oh wait, that abandoned T-34-85 was still alive? He got partial repairs there, needs more Pioneer repairs. He's going to try to creep it forward. Anything is useful at this point in time, because now there's going to be a triple capture against a Wehrmacht player. That's not a whole lot of tickets remaining. Sending the Pioneers over here, he can't spend time to repair that up. He needs to put a general move order. He needs to get in the center map just to provide any sort of fire support. Mortar finds a good hit there. MG42 and Grenadiers. Grenadier needs to get on that capture point immediately. Let the MG42 attack move forward to help provide suppression. He needs to get on that point as soon as possible. Rifle grenade is needed as well. Does throw a counter frag grenade, gets good hits there. The southern point has been captured by the Pioneers, but that will not be fully captured. And he may have not stopped the bleed fast enough, and looks like the Wehrmacht player has lost ever so slightly. That really came down the wire. This is Andgray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And while the game's loading, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, let's see now. Team game. Let's go with... I'm thinking about 2v2 at this point in time. Got a number of 2v2s. Let's see, WUS versus Double Wehrmacht, Soviet versus one of each. Yeah, let's go with this one. Let's go ahead and get started. Wait, did I already cast this replay? I may have already cast. Yeah, I've already cast this replay. My bad. I've got to delete it. Sometimes it happens. I just realized that. Look at the map. Look at the players. Yep, cast that one. Again with the same map. It seems like I see that map all the time. Is that? I guess it's more of a popular map, or at least a map that creates good replays. Good enough for people to submit onto code2.org. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Blue Soviets, where Blyat. Spawn as his ally as the Yellow Soviet, where ES3S. As opponents as the Magenta OKW player, we have Von Manteuffel, and as the Red Wehrmacht player, we have Heartless Jaeger. 2 Pioneer opener. Do we see Tier 1? I think it's going for a Tier 1 skip. Yes, looks like he is going for a Tier 1 skip, which actually is quite important to notice. You're likely to go for 2 MG42s to help secure the territory. The 2 Pioneers will be great for capping pressure. And it looks like his teammate is going to be supporting him as well with the Sturm Pioneers, so he is aware this may be a pre-made team up here. No guarantees. I don't mean that's an insult either. That's going to capture up that, or manage to deploy out that heavy cover in time. Combat engineers are going to just engage at long range, not close range. And the combat engineers should be able to win out in that engagement, no problem. Looks like we'll be capturing up the central points. We got 2 Sturm Pioneer opener for Magenta OKW player as well. So it's going for a bit more heavy or hard hitting assault. He has gone for the Grand Offensive Duction, so likely we'll see, yeah, Panzerfusilier is out on the build queue. And immediately goes to the heavy cover. He's not going to be able to capture it while that guy's firing at him, so might as well go into heavy cover and actually fight more evenly. Excuse me as I get hiccups. Pino Squad has put out to engage the OKW's Sturm Pioneers, and the fact that he's gone for, both of them has gone for a Tier 1, and the fact there's no Grenadiers out on the field, which means there's going to be no snares except for those Panzerfusiliers, so this could be a great opportunity to engage the Axis players with the M3 half-tracks, or not M3, the M3A1 scout cars. We have one, the blue player has put out Sniper. Not a big fan of snipers in the game. It also really slowed down their ability to control their field. Those combat engineers are going to fall back sooner rather than later. They're quite wounded. And sending out lots of fire there. I'm so surprised they haven't dropped any more models right there. Holy crap, they need to get out medic as soon as possible.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Even putting the back of the M3 Skull car could actually be prone to them still getting wiped out. That's how low health they are. The other combat engineer has dropped the model as well, so going for Flamer, putting the back of the M3 is still not even the greatest. On the right side, we've got the Pioneers engaging the Penal Squad. M242 is engaging these forces over here. We've got another M242 here, which will prevent him from leaving the heavy cover other than through the retreat. Does get a snipe shot there and does fall back. Overall, the Soviet players, I thought they would be a bit more aggressive. The fact that they see the MG's opener and the fact that OKW player has trouble versus clown cars. We do have the one clown car deployed on out, but of course he's fighting against Panzer Fusiliers. We got another clown car deployed out. It will rip apart that Kubelwagen. Oh, and Skull car itself almost went down. Actually, the Pioneers can actually take it down. Getting some bursts off there. Getting oh so closer. One more bullet pin will finish it off. The Pioneers almost took it out there. Oh, got a bit of a lag spike there from the Minesweeper somehow. Combat Engineers forced back by the Panzer Fusiliers and Sturm Pioneers. Another snipe shot. Up to 6 kills so far. And now we got another Penal Squad, or a Penal Squad being deployed out by Blue. You may want to keep that in mind, perhaps for some PTRSs. He has got deployed, selected the Mechanized Support Texas, who's not trying to save up the guards. He's going to be going straight for Penals to buy him some time. Does get a nice engagement here from the Sturm Pioneers. He could cancel that. No, he still can't deploy the Penal Squad. There's a Schumann right there. He needs to fall back. He could actually take out worth for the Soviet player. That is definitely worth. The Scout car had limited usage very, very soon, and taking out Sturm Pioneer like that, it was definitely worth. Soviet sniper making his advance. Got Panzer II on the build queue for the Magenta OKW player. Hopefully the red Wehrmacht player deploys out a medbunk for his teammate. I hear another landmine detonation there. There goes the other M2 Scout car there, but this time it was unsubmerged and to another Schumann, I believe, onto that right there. And maybe a full body block there, so Flamer Engineer may have... Nope, he's found a gap there. I thought he was going to have to retreat back that direction. Try and pursue that Flamer Engineer. He does get the kill there on the Flamer Engineer.
We are losing a sector.
We do have a swept Teller mine there. Very nice. And the Penal Squad will engage at close range. One Guards Rifleman has been deployed on out, getting some good damage in. And a pair of PTRS shots do come on in.
Mortar team reports ready for combat.
Panzer II is receiving quite a bit of fire right there. Sturm Pioneers advancing, but does receive, I think, 2 sniper shots there? Nope, just 1 sniper shot.
Night vision Sturmgewehr are now available.
Getting out some more G43s, engage these forces. And we've got some DPs now deployed out, and the Flamers getting some great bursts in. This Panzer Fusilier squad may go down, does get the G43 upgrade right there. May get wiped out, however, in return. G43 squad still being pursued, and does get forced back by the Panzer II.
Guards troops ready for action.
M342 is setting up behind some heavy cover there. There's, of course, a bit of a bunker line there, so hard to see if the actual cone of arc fire. And you got the 120mm mortar raining around in somewhere over here. Perhaps on this guy here. Actually, no, it was over here. The angle is quite wide. These good hits there. We got an artillery officer there. He finds the shot there from the 120mm mortar, which will completely neuter him. Pioneers do not have HSC-1 to deploy out some field, the field first aid ability. Neither of them do. Nowhere near close enough. Panzer II has been healed, trying to skirmish around, trying to engage these forces, getting some damage in.
Yes? Mortar here.
120mm mortars raining on in. Does roll some misses there. Panzerfusiliers making their advance, trying to engage these forces. The Soviet sniper is at the 13 kills, trying to run him down. This would be a great time for a frag grenade there. Does get a sniper there.
We have made the ultimate sacrifice. The enemy has cut off a sector.
Mortar crew ready.
100mm mortar trying to engage on in. Got a button vehicle from the Panzer II. T2's charging on forward as well. Both of them are very opportune targets, and does take out the Panzer II there with the PTRSs.
Light vehicle destroyed.
Panzer Grenadier does fall back. 222s roaming around, trying to engage these forces, getting some good damage in. And here comes 100mm mortar, perhaps throwing around there onto 222. But no, finds a direct hit there onto the Pioneers. Not a great target for the hit, but good damage in. We've got a Sato charge right there, destroying all that heavy cover. And more 100mm mortar shots there on the MG42. And takes out the casualty that was behind that tree. T-70 has more on the field, getting some good damage there onto the MG42. We got the brace turret right there. No vehicles in the region to crush it. The only thing that technically can crush at this point in the game would be the S-276, which can crush infantry units. Okay, just, of course, that's being on the wrong side for the crushes. Both the Panzerfusiliers do fall back. We got the budget vehicle there on 2, trying to get that 2 dead. He does get the kill there on the 222.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
There are 2 T-70s to put on the field. The Wehrmacht or the Oberregiment may need to go for out a Puma. Great flamer burst there on the penals. Does get some suppression there on the combat engineers, able to get the incendiary rounds there onto the rear armor of the T-70, dealing some trip damage. That's about it. Not prone to being wiped anytime soon. Cap 40. The Cannon Warfare, however, does find a good hit there, which should allow for another shot there to finish it off. If he fires, actually the incendiary rounds did take it out. Both of them did use incendiary rounds. I'm sure surprised that he managed to squeeze that out. Cannon Warfare wasn't. The combination of the incendiary rounds was enough to put enough damage there for the beginning to get the double shot to kill it off, but I was surprised that the incendiary rounds was able to do enough to finish it off themselves. I think that's heavy mortar barrage there from the artillery officer, getting some direct hits there. Even force back the guard squad.
Send all the armor! Adjust fire! Get to march! Protect the flank!
Back up to full force.
Penal Squad receiving some fire there. We do have the Pioneer Squad advancing as well behind some heavy cover. But of course, not in flamer range. Guardsmen do brace dirt behind the heavy cover as well. And does draw a frag grenade there. Rolls a miss. Panzer Squad may get ripped apart. There's a lot of fire on the troop path and does take that squad out. This Panzer Squad needs a troop back sooner rather than later. It's still has a chance of being wiped with the nearby guardsmen. Pack 40 does roll a miss there on T-70. Pantrix now pushing the way forward. Gets multiple hits there, and that takes out the T-70 with a 1-2-3 punch. MG42 finds a nice angle there, suppressing these forces, and that's a bundle grenade. Holy crap. Wipes out one of those squads entirely. He does pick up a PTR... No, it's just a PTRS. Oh, and wipes up both the guard squads. There is a drop DP right there, which could be useful for any number of these squads. Perhaps maybe not the... Picking up the PTRS on the Pantrix squad is actually a good idea. It's already meant for AT. That will really help out with AT. There goes the Pioneer squad. The DP could be an item for the Obersatzen. Obersatzen currently engaging the Penal squad at long range. The bolt action rifles of the Obersatzen squad are quite good. He does pick up the DP there of the assault officer. Not really great weapon for him, honestly. Does get a nice frag grenade there onto the MG42. Penal squad coming for a flank. If he would not have gone for that frag grenade, he perhaps could have got a satchel charge and wipe it out entirely. Flamer bursts onto the officer, does force him back.
Our industry grows to support us.
Flamer bursts are coming on in. Penal squad does not get suppressed there by the MG42, so they may have received a burst.
Never defeat the Rodina. Stop your laboring and shoot. I have them ready for action. Ready!
Obersatzen eyeing to capture this central VP. Does get the infrared STG upgrade as well. MG42 does find a nice suppression there onto the Penal squad before they got behind heavy cover, and now the Grenadiers are now making their advance. Guys, this gun and a Maxim on the build queue for yellow. He does spot this landmine being built there. He's like, yeah, he's going to throw a bundle grenade to disfuse it, and the combined splash damage could wipe out the entire squad. Yep. And now there's a combat engineer on the build queue, because he does need to still tech up to tier 4 in order to get out T-34, 85, or 76, or Katyusha, or Su-85. Basically, you need heavier assets. We do have the artillery flares being called on in, the heavy mortar barrage. Ooh, he's throwing some rounds on himself. Not exactly great. Does utilize the diversion ability right there. Over here, the Penal squads and guard squads making an advance with this fighting against two Obersatzen. The other one is being upgraded with LMG. More mortar hits. And now we do have a smoke ability, smoke flare, smoke off-map smoke barrage from the artillery officer running on in. Obersatzens and Panzercruisers are engaging at long range against combat engineers. They won't be able to do much against those forces. Guardsmen are capturing up the central VP. They could brace dirt there. And over here, we do got the Penal squad behind some heavy cover there, but does manage to get suppressed thanks to that one guy out of cover. 150mm mortars are now raining on in. Good spotting there from the Penal squads. And there was actually a landmine detonation there. Not sure what type of landmine it was. Maybe a teller mine. Could be a shoe mine. It does fall back to MG42 now. Panzer Grenadiers advancing, does throw a bundle grenade there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, runs some bundle grenade there. We're seeing a bit of splash. There's a Soviet landmine there as well.
Lost this MG team.
Lost an MG team. Not so sure where the MG team went down. Maybe to the 100mm mortar.
Troops are
We've got a
standing by.
Brummbär now out on the field.
Make it quick.
Panzer here.
We've got the hold fire ability turned on for the Brummbär. And we do also have the Panzer IV advancing. Okay, we got the Pioneers advancing. Does drop a model there. Brummbär advancing. Gets a direct hit on the Maxim, as well as artillery flare. No, that's a smoke barrage from the artillery officer. It does get decrewed there. Panzer IV is advancing. Got two Obersatzens here, as well as the Panzer Fusiliers. Does drop a model there, and Sturm Pioneers falling back. Does find the landmine there. Of course, can't exactly sweep it since the Sturm Pioneer is falling back. Does get an AT grenade shot there, or that may have been a landmine underneath him. Finds the other landmine that managed to recamouflage in time. I'm actually not sure what got that first explosion there. That was a penal squad, not a conscript squad. Here comes a Zis barrage. Gets a good hit there.
Supply lines have been cut.
Does find a good hit there. Got some good hits in return with the Panzer Shreks. Pack 40 now we're seeing a Zis barrage, but we could see a bundle grenade there. But he won't be able to get a whole lot of extra damage onto it since there's two squads right there. Panzer Shreks do fire shots there, takes out, I believe that was the Maxim. Fully destroying it. Yep, there's a destroyed Maxim there. It does get some nice suppression there onto those squads. Guards riflemen are advancing. Brummbär has... Remember, he has hold fire turned on, so it's all manual targeting.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Gets a good hit there as well, getting kills all across the line. Does receive a nice pen as well.
What are your orders?
Enemy flanking us.
More mortar shots right there. We've got the penal squad advancing. Ooh, good hit. We got a fuse timer there from the 100mm mortar. Got a rifle flare coming out by the Panzer Fusiliers.
Kirk is ready for orders.
Got one of the Pioneer models with that mortar. Next one's coming in. That probably won't get the Pioneers. That one will definitely not get the Pioneers. And the fuse barrage has been ended. Obersatzens making their advance. Fine, get behind that heavy cover there. T-25. Great opportunity to get for a crush there. Knock him against the terrain to get a great crush action. Got Panzer Warfare barrage now ramming on in. Get some great hits there.
More of our troops have been lost.
On the right side, we've got the mark target there on the Panzer IV. Doesn't get the kill there, but almost got the kill. On the left side, we've got the Brummbär firing again. Does not destroy the Zis gun there. If he does get a button there, he's trying for another shot there. Obersatzen come forward, which will decrew the Zis gun. The Brummbär still has plenty of health, does fall back to avoid that shot. And there goes the Zis gun there. There's a dropped a couple weapons there. It looks like a Panzer Strike. It looks like a Panzer Grenadier squad may have been wiped there. But he still says Panzer Grenadier here. And I think I saw the Panzer Strike upgrade available, so he just dropped one, not both. Or didn't drop the entire squad. Hella mines being deployed on Elt. And now we do have a Open-Blitz truck. He's trying to increase his own munitions income. He has selected a doctrine. Perhaps maybe I should talk about the player's doctrines. We do have the Forces Grand Offensive, we noticed earlier. We've got Assault Support, which of course we saw the Assault Officer, but now the Open Blitz has been called in for increasing more munitions income. Call them more and more, probably airstrikes and cluster bombs, various airstrikes. For the opponent, of course, we know about the Guard Motor Coordination Tactics with the T-34-85 Guard Squad and 100mm mortars. And for his teammates, we also got the Mechanized Support Tactics for the Guard Squad and the ISU-152, which we also saw the marked target as well. Good hits there, good damage there on the bar. As a force by the ground, not a bunker buster. He's trying to destroy some of this cover there. One Panzer Truck does connect with the ISU-152. SU-5 does connect as well as T-34-85 is advancing. Multiple hits there, and that bounce saved the life of the Panzer IV. Does have good armor, so that bounce was statistically possible. Not unlucky they didn't get the wipe there.
The enemy is taking our
Here,
territory.
no, that's Panzer Warfare Barrage. Does not wipe out the Guard Squad.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
One bar, relying shot gets good hit there. 100mm mortar does connect with the cannon warfare. And now we do have a marked target onto the Brumbar. The Brumbar will be backing away. Pack 40 does find a good shot there. ISU-152 does find a good shot there onto the Obersatzen, as this Obersatzen squad is starting to engage as well. Ooh, good hit.
SU-85, combat ready.
Pack 40 does find some shots there as the Panzer is getting some good angles in. Good hits there. Rifle flare has been thrown out by the Panzer Fusiliers as Ziskon's sitting up trying to gauge that Panzer IV. They do get one pen, one miss as the ISU-152 still throwing high rounds onto the infantry.
We have an isolated sector.
Ooh, 120mm mortar fully gets destroyed there.
Descend all enemy infantry!
Ready for action.
Transport pushing way forward does find a good shot there. We could see the coordinated barrage there. Seems like a pretty good target for that. He does have a small amount of munitions float, nothing too significant, however. Pass Warfare Barrage. Ooh. Annihilates that penal squad. We got Soviet landmine there, swept, but not removed, or disposed of. Now here comes the Panzer IV
On the field.
barrage. Does get a small decrew action. That may allow him to get the decrew. There for the artillery barrage. Yeah, the artillery barrage does claim the kill.
Guns have been neutralized.
Pioneer and Panzer Grenadiers making an advance, as well as the support of the Schum Pioneers with their Panzer Strikes. We got some rounds being thrown on there,
Ready for orders.
and more rounds being thrown on top of this fuel point. Jagdpanzer are lining up a shot there on the ISU 152. Does not find a good angle there. SU-85 is a little bit wounded there. Pikes with rounds still loaded, trying to find an angle. Jagdpanzer is in range, just it doesn't have vision range. 5485, maybe eyeing to advance. Pack 4 doesn't connect. Now here comes a close range Panzerwerfer barrage onto the Pack 40 and rolls and misses there. Panzerwerfer barrage raining on in. It does find a good hits there onto the combination that takes them both out. Obsolescent and Panzer Fusiliers who make their advance. We do have the Pack 40 engaging. Getting some good hits there on the Jagdpanzer. One shot away from death, but does manage to escape on out there. Finds a landmine, as we've got a marked target there onto the Panzer IV. Panzerwerfer barrage does connect in that region, and the ISU 152 says no to your infantry advance. Over here we've got the Panzer Grenadiers advancing once more, avoiding the fire from the penals, trying to get some Panzerschreck shots onto something. Trying to hunt down that SU-85. It should take both Panzerschreck shots in order to get the kill. One would not be enough. Good body blocking there onto the Panzerschreck squad, but I don't think he will get a wipe. He may not even get one more model there. Minor splash there, and this gun does find a shot there on the Brumbar. Panzer IV does receive a button there, but will escape the button. Brumbar fires a shot, gets a great hit there on those guard squad, does fall back in time. As SU-85 does find shots there, as SU-85 receives a shooting gallery of Pack 40s and goes down. How many Pack 40s were there? It seems like 4? It must have been 2 shots from the Jagdpanzer. Panzerwerfer barrage raining on. Great hit there. Katyusha barrage raining in return. Both sides falling back with all the infantry, Jagdpanzer and Panzer IV in this region. Panzer IV does receive a button, forcing him back. Barbarossa making his advance, trying to get a shot in or two. Finds some damage in there. He does find a good hit there onto the Sturmpanzer. Good hits there, multiple AT gun shots there.
Our headquarters is taking enemy fire.
I'm not sure what went down there. The Katyusha actually may have went down there. Wasn't really paying attention to the Katyusha. There's still this Katyusha here. And 0 kills, so it's probably not that Katyusha. So the Katyusha may have went down that mix. The Phantom Mount does claim the kill there. Multiple AT gun shots there. No armor piercing rounds load up on the ISU 152. Jagdpanzer falling back. Does receive another pin there and rolls a miss there. Oh, I thought I heard a landmine or S-mine. Penal squad trying to capture this point as Guards Riflemen advancing slow. Still got the marked target and hold fire state there on the Brumbar. Good hits there.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Good hits onto the Obersadatsen.
T-34 ready for combat.
Ooh, great hits there. Panzerwerfer's getting some good hits in the mix as well. These units trying to advance, even they pose a threat to the Katyusha if they were to get into range. Well, not into range. They do decrew the AT gun. Next high explosive round should come in very soon. Yep, they do. do have, of course, the Offshore Squad does fall back. And now we've got the Tiger tank deployed out by the Wehrmacht player. We could see a Tiger tank by the OKW player as well, so we may see a pair of Tigers. We could also see a King Tiger. Do has all HQs deployed out. It may be a good idea to go with the King Tiger, something a bit more heavier. As much as you want to get out of the regular Tiger tank, that's your doctrine. It is a little bit cheaper as well, but A is very close to getting the Tiger tank out, so he may be just best to go with the Tiger tank rather than save the fuel for the King Tiger. Does roll some bounces there. Receives a high explosive round bounce as well. Panzerwerfer barrage detonates a landmine that the T-34 was on top of, which is at the exact wrong time. Panzerwerfer does find a hit there. T-34 is dodging some shots. Mark target there onto the Jagdpanzer. It does go down. T-34 will stay alive, but we need to get the full health for his engine to be not damaged. Tiger tank does receive shots there from the captured PaK-40 as the OKW infantry start to advance. The Panzer just need to fall back. They don't have a heal out of combat ability, so they need to fall back sooner rather than later because they're going to get disintegrated. They are getting disintegrated. Second Tiger tank has been deployed on the field. 2 Tigers out in the field now. Good hit there onto the Obersassen. Panzer will need to fall back sooner rather than later. Does blitz on out of there. Ooh, not sure what that was. That may have been artillery called in by the Panzer IV. Yes, it was. Good shots there by the Tiger tank. Panzer Grenadiers maybe will get the wipe there. There's a drop into us here. Not a good item to pick up by the Panzer Grenadiers. And he will escape on out of there. High explosive round does say, yeah, fall back. Good hits there. Brumbar finds a good shot there on the guard squad. The guard squad needs a fallback sooner rather because it's about ready to get disintegrated. Loses 2 miles of that shot. They almost lost that squad to that shot as well. Got 2 AT guns here, and he's putting a landmine right underneath his teammates' AT guns. Panzer IV, Veteran C3 is advancing as well. Trying to engage the T-34 76. Rifle flare has been fired.
The sector is at risk. We have a new
And finds a good hit
T-34
there onto the Obersatzen. Katyusha barrage. Oops. Raining on top of the active OKW's infantry. Nearly wipes it out. Both Tiger tanks. The red one's slightly dinged up. The magenta one's still plenty of health remaining. Tiger tank and Panzer IV starts to make his advance. Gets some good hits there. Takes out the Panzer IV. Goes there on the guards, riflemen. We do have the King Tiger, the Tiger tank, and the Panzer IV engaged in some damage there. As this gun's starting to push their way forward, we could see potential ram from T-34 as well. Which they don't have anything like on the off-map nuke vehicle. Speaking about off-maps, got the Commander Artillery now running on in. Does force on the ground, does get the kill there, but he will lose potentially both AT guns for it. One of them does go down, the other one still has plenty of health with the gun. It does get decrewed. Mark target down the Tiger tank.
Guns have been neutralized.
Does get a nice pen there with the Tiger tank and start focusing down the Zis gun. Finds some hits there, forces back the Tiger tank. And starts salvaging the destroyed guns. Very nice. Tiger tank's now falling on back. The destroyed gun does not get ran over, so that is some free fuel. And here, Katyusha Barrage raining on in on top of the Pack 40. Pack 40 severely winning. That's a 3 Pack 40, so getting it decrewed is quite important. And actually, next set of rockets could take it out entirely. Nope, they do not. Panzer Warfare Barrage coming on in, so it's another Katyusha Barrage. I'm not sure where the Panzer Warfare Barrage is running on in. Maybe it was over here. Yes, and nuked whatever infantry unit was there. You know, could players infantry start making the advance, getting some good damage in. Good hits there. Up north, we got the Neo squads trying to capture that point. They do capture the point. And good damage there onto the Panzer Fusiliers.
Supply sector under attack.
Ooh, Panzer Grenadiers received a nice hit there. Patrick start making the advance, finds a pair of shots there onto the SU-85. It'll take 2 more volleys to take out that SU-85. It's not responding all too well. Got another pair of hits there, but he won't be able to get the last set of hits.
Attempting to capture our territory.
I think finds a hit there, almost takes out that Panzer Grenadier squad, but does not. Good hits there. And good hits all across the line. Penal squads are making their advance with the guards rifles. Stun grenade connects, which they could have stuck around, but it would sustain a lot of free pop shots. We do have some Pioneers captured over the left flank. We do have the
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Pioneers ready for assignment. And we've got the Penal squad now receiving some Tiger tank shots, and Brimbar shots, and other Tiger tank shots. Magenta has deployed out a Panther. Interesting. That would be a good idea to help break through and engage that ISU-152. Does roll a bounce there. Gets some good hits there. Katyusha way too forward, but it actually brought forward, actually allowed to dodge the Panzer Warfare shots. But it's there on the Tiger tank. The ISU-152 finally load up some armor-piercing rounds and engage these units. They're lacking KT, and this will help hard counter the Tiger tank as it advances. We've got Mark Tiger there on the Magenta Tiger tank, though that's actually a button. And does go down to the PTRS fire of the guardsmen. Smoke rounds have come on in. So does take the Tiger tank there. People say you should always put your ISU-152 on high explosive rounds, but the armor-piercing effect of the ISU-152 is actually quite good. People don't use both, I would say. People say, oh, don't use armor-piercing rounds. No, do use armor-piercing rounds. It has 2 rounds for a good reason. It's meant to shoot both of them. And while you have it loaded armor-piercing rounds, you can always use the Conquered piercing rounds to engage infantry. Magenta does not have a whole lot of fuel. It may be a good idea to save up for another Panther rather than go with another Tiger tank. King Tiger's probably off the table entirely. It's a nice pen there. I believe that was like 240 pen the same way, or 240 damage like the King Tiger. So the armor piercing rounds of the ISU-152 does hit like a truck. It almost fires rounds as heavy as a truck, probably. To be fair, the mass of a truck going around 60 miles per hour is probably equivalent to the force of whatever the speed the round is going at from the ISU-152. So hitting like a truck is probably a very accurate description.
Our territory is falling into enemy
Two-ship barrage running on in. The guard squad does get forced back. He's going for an anti-tank rifle grenade. No, he does not get off. He could push forward a little bit. And now the Panthers, you're seeing some good hits there on the T-54-76. The ISU-52 could push forward, throw some rounds into the Panther. As the Su-85 is making his advance as well. Good hit there on the Penal Squad. Got a nice rear armor hit there on the Brumbar. And nice little button there. S-25 will now get some great hits in there. He's trying to repair it up the Brumbar. He will manage to get out of the button range, but he does receive a pen there. S-25 in pursuit is Specialty 2. Improved penetration accuracy, which does help with firing on the move as well. Patrick Zoo connect, get a great hit there. Main gun destroyed, so now Tiger Tank can advance. He knows the button's on cooldown. It does take out the Su-85 there.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Does out a bundle grenade there. Does retreat back in line as the T-54-76 starts to make advance. Metro C2. Now we have the Passport for Barrage raining on in, does roll a miss there. Opens onto now Veteran C4, can now use suppressive fire ability. Does receive a pen there onto the T-54-76 as another Zisgun shot comes in over here.
Tiger. I await your orders, Commandant.
We do have quite a bit of repairs coming out on the Sturmpanzer. We do also have a 2-2 being deployed on out. Why 2-2? Maybe something to secure the flanks? Is he that low in yeah, he is very low in population space, so he's maximizing his population. 2-2 is what? 4 population is relatively cheap. Maybe it's something to plant on the flanks in order to keep it secure. He could keep the officer near his Tiger Tank, because the Inspiring 4 does affect vehicles and improves the reload rate. Got the mortar barrage coming in from the officer as well. Brumbar is trying to get some shots in, but there's a lot of penals here, but there's only one guard squad, so that Tiger Tank has a lot of targets for it. He may be eyeing for a button there now. On the flanks here, we've got the Panzerwerfer barrage does take out one of the Sturm Pioneers with a flamer. And now the Sturm Pioneer squad needs to fall back. Speaking about falling back, the Panther is blitzing away. T-34-76 does have a lot of shots and gets a nice hit there. ISU-152 needs to go line up a concrete piercing round. Nope, he does not. Good hits there onto that captured MG-42. VPs are heavily favored towards the Axis players, but it's currently a bit of a neutral capture at the moment. Nothing captured on the northern flank at this moment, though we got the Panzer Grenadiers trying to capture it up now. Does decrew the captured... Does? Yeah, it does capture the captured... Decaptured the, decrewed the captured MG-42. Wow. That Tiger Tank found a lot of anti-tank assets. Very good scouting, right? Bunker Buster Barrage finds a direct hit there on the Penal Squad. Force back. The Guard Squad has to be very careful and need to get to the far side of this thing. Does receive a bit of splash there, nothing too significant. An ISU-152 is trying to line up some armor-piercing rounds onto the Brumbar. Panzerwerfer Barrage, perhaps trying to barrage right here. Finds a good hit there. Tiger Tank here. Backing away, does receive a Zisgun and ISU shot. good hits there onto the Panther as well as the Penal Squad does fall back. Multiple hits there onto the Panther tank. Rumbars make this advance. Rumbar does roll a miss there on the repairing squads. Penal Squad's going to capture the point, and there's just too much AT for the Axis players to deal with. Magenta should have got out another Panther rather than Tiger Tank. They need to be aggressive engaging those vehicles. There's a lot of AT guns. The Allies do have a lot of AT assets. They don't really have anything to stop the elite infantry from the OKW player. One of the Panther Grenadiers, of course, have Panther Strikes. It's not exactly great for the infantry. Now here comes a anti-infantry strafing run here by the OKW or Wehrmacht player. He does have enough munitions here for a fragmentation run who can support an advance such as hitting these AT guns. Now we do have a marked target being pulled out by blue. More AT gun shots onto, or anti-tank gun shots onto the Axis infantry. Marked target onto the Tiger tank as the Tiger tank and the P-54 both spot each other. And got two good hits there by the Zis guns. He's going to be blitzing away, trying to avoid an additional fire. Get some good hits there. The Tiger tank is now advancing, blitzing forward, trying to pursue these forces, seeing some deadly hits. ISU does receive a stun shot there by the fragmentation bombs. And also, all of these forces got stunned. They would call the ISU 152 losing that 3 ISU 152 is a big loss. Another marked target right here. Ooh. Magenda's Panther does receive some hits there. Still a lot of AT for blue. Good. Potential barrage onto the infantry forces. Does force them back. Doesn't capture the VP right here. Pushed a little bit too far forward for that. I think it's still in favor of the Axis players by 2-1 margin. Panther does receive a hit there. And it's starting to blitz away. Tiger tank does receive some hits. Rumbars making his advance. Will throw around there on the Penal Squad. The problem with having it on hold fire all the time, it doesn't automatically try to aim the gun. That T-34-76 does find a hit there. Another SV5 is being pulled out. He's not going for another ISU-152. He's going for anti-armor assets. Panzerstrikes do find a good hit there. Tiger tank rolls a miss. Rumbars absorbing shots for the Tiger tank. The Tiger tank's at efficiency 3 as well. The Magenta Tiger tank is at efficiency 0. Almost at efficiency 1. Finds some shots there onto the Panzer Tiger tank. Tiger tank does receive some shots there. Does get back to C1. Multiple hits there. These forces charging on 4, trying to get some good damage in. And the T-34-76 is now falling them back, trying to avoid some fire there. Panther's advancing. Does find a hit there. Takes up the T-34-76. Tiger tank, however, almost goes down. SU-85 does go down there. Magenta forces are falling up back. And we've got some fragmentation bomb coming in by the Wehrmacht player. Gets a decent hit there. And Pats does connect, taking out the other another SU-85. The Allies are losing a lot of forces right here. I think, yeah, the Allies... Nope, that's the Wehrmacht player casting GG. That's the OKW player. It's not over until the Allies submit. Or they straight up lose. And the Katusha, I think... Yep, looks like the blue player has actually backed out of the game. That's maybe why they cast him GG, because he actually backed out of the game. And that's the end of the replay. In a very nice cinematic way. Look at that. This is Andgray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Though it's getting a little bit late in the night, that's probably a good stopping point for me for tonight. Everyone, I'd like to say thank you for watching.